let's talk about Servant, the show by M. Night Shyamalan. My boy, your boy, hopefully everybody's boy, but these days it's less likely, I think, that he would be your boy than maybe in the 90s or the 2000s or something like that. But he's my boy. He's good. He's one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. Probably my second favorite filmmaker of all time, actually. Because Edgar Wright's got that top spot. He's never gonna lose it. I mean, like, he could straight up turn Woody Allen on me. Like, he could straight up turn Woody Allen, start dating 10-year-olds, and make bad movies for the rest of his life. I think Edgar Wright would still be my number one. But M. Night Shyamalan is my number two. And, he's got the second part of that down. A little bit. I'd say he's got the second part down. By the way, I'm in a car. I'm driving home. I had to go get pizza. Because quarantine life, So, if you hear car noises, that is why. And I hope it's not too distracting. Yeah. So anyway, M. Night Shyamalan, he's my boy. Love him. Will be a fan for the rest of my life. I'll be a fan forever. He just is an incredible talent, incredible genius talent. Has the most creative, awesome ideas, and nobody makes movies like he does. That's straight up, that's the truth. Nobody makes movies like M. Night Shyamalan makes movies. And apparently they don't make TV shows like him either, because Servant is a TV show. It's not a movie. It's not a 90 to 120 minute feature-length film. It's I don't know, I think it verges on like 5 hours, 6 hours, something like that. TV series. Dope, right? So, it's a TV series and it's called Servant, and it's on Apple. It's on Apple TV. This is all stuff you should know, but I don't have an outline for this because I'm driving and I'm speaking my mind. But anyway, yeah, it's a TV show, and to tell you pretty much anything about it, I think would be spoilery. Simply because the ad campaign around the movie is so vague. It's so vague, it's so cryptic, that I don't think you're meant to know much going in. Like, I don't think you're supposed to know really anything going in. I think you're just supposed to go in based on M. Night's name, which, like I said, he has a very unfair reputation. M. Night Shyamalan has the most unfair reputation of any filmmaker ever. It's legitimately infuriating, the reputation this man has on certain sections of the internet. Film Twitter typically being one of them. And, Film Twitter runs the film discussion zeitgeist these days. Yeah, so he made, a bad movie, right? He made 2 bad movies. 3 bad movies. Some would say 4 bad movies. I'd say 3. I'm going to cap it at 3. M. Night, he made 3 bad movies. Did I say 3 or 4? 3. Yeah, sure, he made 3 bad movies, but in my opinion, he made 2. Right? But let's be fair. I like The Happening a lot. I think The Happening is the cat's pajamas. I'm a big fan of it. It's bad, but it is hilariously bad, and I don't believe in ironic enjoyment. I straight up don't. Enjoying something ironically is the most ridiculous, cynical boomer meme of all time. If you like something, you like something. To hell with why you like it, right? So, The Happening, not a bad movie. The Happening is one of the most fun movies to watch, maybe ever made. It's up there, And is it badly done? Yeah. Yeah, it is why it's enjoyable because it's bad, sure. But it's still enjoyable. And if it's enjoyable, that's not a bad movie, motherfucker. That's not a bad movie. Okay? But enough of my high horse here. Enough of my horse that's a little bit too high. He smoked a little bit too much marijuana. This particular horse. Pray for him. Yeah, enough of that though. M. Night has made 3 bad movies if we count The Happening. The other 2 that I would agree are bad are The Last Airbender. Come on, I'm not that delusional, guys. I'm not that blinded by M. Night fandom that I can say that is a good movie. It's a bad movie, it's a terrible movie, but it's not really his fault. I believe believe it is not his fault. Some of it's his fault, but I think a majority of it is not his fault. But we're not going to get into that. We're not gonna get into that particularly right now. So, The Last Airbender, The Happening, and After Earth. Those are his bad movies. Those are the movies that have given him his reputation. And to a lesser extent, Lady in the Water and The Village. Now, The Village is maybe my favorite M. Night movie. I certainly think it's a contender for my favorite M. Night movie, just on a personal level. It's beautiful, dude. Like, it is a stunning, beautiful film that people didn't get, really. And the reason they didn't get it was because of the advertising. The advertising straight up sold the movie that this movie was not. And that's why people don't like it. That is the entire reason people do not like The Village, in my opinion, is the advertising. The advertising just sold the movie that it's not, and people bought into the movie that it's not, and then when it was not the movie that it's not, and it is the movie that it is, people were pissed. People were like, what? That's not the movie that I was sold? It's like, well, yeah, it's not the movie you were sold. You were sold the wrong movie. But, once again, that's not M. Night's fault. That's the studio's fault. Anyway, like I said, off my high horse. See, isn't it great when I don't have an outline? Isn't unoutlineless, niche and nice, wonderful? But, anyway. So it's not a movie. It's not a movie. But you're sold on the M. Night name. That's what I was getting at. Yeah. That's really the only thing selling you on this show. Because the advertisements for the show are so sparse, sparse or sparse, I don't know. But, I'm gonna say sparse. I think it might be sparse, though. But don't, anyway. Yeah, so they're so sparse, that they don't tell you anything. They're really vague. You're supposed to be sold on the name, because that's really all the ads say. The ads say, from M. Night Shyamalan, Servant, and then you're like, okay, sure. Care to elaborate? And the trailer's like, no. Bitch. And you're like, oh, dang. Yeah, trailer called me a bitch. Very sad. Very sad. Press F in chat for my ego. Anyway, so you go into this show and you're immediately greeted by wonderful cinematography. The cinematography is outstanding. It's by the DP that's been working on Shyamalan's latest work. I think he started working with Shyamalan on Split, and then he worked, of course, on Glass as well, and now this. So it's Shyamalan's new DP. It's Shyamalan's new best friend, right? Friendship ended with the original DP. What's the original DP's name? I forgot. I straight up used to know this. But yeah. Friendship ended with Shyamalan's old DP. And Roger Deakins, for that matter. Roger Deakins shot The Village. And, anyway. So, yeah. Friendship ended with the old DP. Now, it's this guy. And this DP is continuing to show his chops. He's wonderful. He's fantastic. Best DP you ever saw. We're going to talk like Trump now. Best DP you ever saw. And, yeah. Servant is a beautiful show. That's the first thing that's going to jump out to you. Because, heaven knows, the plot's not going to jump out to you at first. Okay? I'm just going to jump out to you a little bit. But this show is structured in such a way that it feeds you information at a very slow pace. This is not a fast-paced show. This show is almost like painfully slow at times. As is pretty much all of the M. Night stuff, right? Like, that's one of M. Night's trademarks. That his stories are slow-paced. But it's not bad. They're slow-paced, but they feel fast-paced. Because your mind is constantly racing. Because you're like, oh God, I know he's gonna twist me. I know this motherfucker's gonna twist me. He's gonna stick the knife in and he's gonna go twist. And, it's gonna blow my mind. I'm gonna say, oh my, how did I not see that twist coming? Because that's the beauty of M. Night. Like, is that he's gonna twist you. A lot of people say this is a bad thing about his work. That you go in and he's gonna twist you. There's gonna be a twist. And so, I guess some people think that diminishes the twist when it comes. It doesn't, because it turns the movie, or the project, into almost like an active experience. You know, you go into an M. Night film knowing you have to be proactive in watching it. You know, becomes an experience. You know, you're one with the film or with the project. You know, you're going in and you're like, I know he's gonna twist me, so I better pay extra close attention. You know, you know what I'm saying? I better pay extra close attention. He's gonna twist me. He's gonna twist me, and I'm gonna, you know, it's gonna shock me. It's gonna shock me to my core. And with this, it does. The twists are frequent, and there's actually a heck of a twist at the end of episode 1. I'm kind of keeping spoiler free for the most part, but there's a huge twist at the end of episode 1. And there's twists throughout the series. It has you on the edge of your seat the entire time. But it has you on the edge of your seat if you pay attention. You got to pay attention. You got to go in. You got to say, I'm going to pay attention to this. I'm not going to, you know, put it on the back burner. I'm not just going to watch it while I'm, like, folding laundry or anything. You got to pay attention. You got to watch Servant. You got to be a part of Servant. You hear that? And Servant is wonderful. It's a wonderful show. That's really all I can say without getting spoilery. It's probably my favorite show since Legion. In fact, no, I'm going to say it is my favorite show since Legion. Legion being my favorite, like, modern, non-comedy television series. And this, I think it's, I don't know if it's on the level of Legion, but it's very close. It's very close to being on the level of Legion. So, that should sell you right away. Right away. If you trust my opinion, in any way, shape, or form, if you, like Legion, you know, watch this show. I actually thought Jeff Russo did the score for the show, because the score is wonderful, as well. The score is fantastic, and it's very Legion-y. Like, straight up sounds like something Jeff Russo would have done, because Jeff Russo also scored Channel Zero, and I kind of feel like he has, like, a vibe, if that makes sense. And, you know, this definitely fits that. It's very creepy, very kind of minimalist, kind of trippy instrumentation, and the score is wonderful. There's so many, like, recurring musical motifs that, like, just get you so hyped when they come on, because you're just like, oh boy, what's happening now? You know, Nell Tiger Free, I'm gonna add her straight up, like, to my celebrity crush list. Like, you know, we got Anya Taylor-Joy, we got Haley Steinfeld, we got Lorde, and we got who's the other one that's typically on there that I always put on there? Straight up, no, well, those are the three mains anyway. So yeah, Nell Tiger Free. She got the new number 4 spot, because I can't even remember who normally has it. Typically, I do switch out the number 4 spot pretty frequently. But Nell Tiger Free, she now has the official number 4 spot. It's not going to change now. And she is a wonderful actress. Like, if there's one thing that's going to stick out to you about this show, it is the performances. And I think Nell Tiger Free's performance as Leanne is going to stick out to so many people. And, she's terrifying, dude. I mean, she's terrifying in those, like, you never know what's going on with her. Now, eventually, you do feel what's going on with her, and, episode 5 onward, there's sort of a seismic shift in the dynamics of the program, but I'm not gonna get into that too hard. But man, she's wonderful. Like, I mean, your eyes are glued to the screen every time Nell Tiger Free's on there. Girl is a superstar. Girl is a superstar, dude. And yeah, dude, like, I cannot overstate how great she is in this show. Leanne is one of my favorite TV characters, like, of all time. I cannot wait to see what's actually up with her, because, I mean, there's so many mysteries around that character. Toby Kebbell playing the dad, like, is it a spoiler to call him the main character? Potentially. It's one of those shows where it's like, who is the main character? I don't know. It's kind of an ensemble piece. I think they're kind of equally the main character. But Toby Kebbell is at least the main character when the show starts. So I'll give it to him. I'll call him the main character. Yeah, that seems about right. Toby Kebbell, wonderful as well. Once again, your eyes are glued to the screen. He's wonderful. But one of the standouts, like, Nell Tiger Free's a standout. Obviously, Toby Kebbell's a standout. They're all standouts. There's not a bad performance in the entire show. Everyone's on their A game, S tier, amazing performances. But the performance that surprised me the most, because, like, these other people, I don't know who they are. Right? This is my first exposure to Nell Tiger Free. Like, you know, so she is Leanne as far as I'm concerned. And of course, I go follow her on Instagram, and now she's Nell Tiger Free, right? But, you know, when I was watching the show, I actually made like an effort, like a proactive effort to not look into who she is, because she was Leanne while I was watching these 10 episodes. And then, of course, like I said, I look her up on Instagram, and now she's Nell, right? Now she's Nell Tiger Free. Now, you know, she can be added to my celebrity crush list, but certainly not the character in the show. Right, the character in the show is Freak. She's terrifying. She's a spook. She's real spooky. But, you know, IRL, Nell's pretty gorgeous. Not even gonna lie. But anyway, that's I love not having an outline so much. It's wonderful. Yeah, like those people though, Toby Kebbell, Nell Tiger Free, didn't know who they were, right? So they were standouts, right? Like the cool new talents, you know, new wonderful talents that I can look out for in the future, right? But there was one person in the show, two people, but one prominent person that I recognized going in, and that was Rupert Grint, you know, Ron Weasley. And you want to talk a standout, like you want to talk a surprise turn. Dude, Rupert Grint's turn as Julian. Where was this guy? Like, Daniel Radcliffe's out here, you know, living it up after Harry Potter. He's being an indie darling. He's in so many indie movies. And he's really being weird and living his life, you know, being cool. You know, being part of all these cool little independent projects. Rupert Grint took his check and he left. You know, I'm sure he's on other things. But for the most part, as far as the mainstream goes, he just said, okay, I'm bye. You know, I'm going to take my Harry Potter money, I'm going to open up an ice cream truck. You know, I'm sure we all seen that story. But I want this man to act again. I mean, Servant tells me one thing, man. It's that Rupert Grint needs to be hired by, like, every studio now. Like, Rupert Grint, he rocks my socks off in this show. Just the acting, man. The acting on display with the character of Julian. Imagine, man. Imagine, like, the Celebrity video, you know, the Celebrity when they all sang Imagine. That's a COVID-19 reference. It's gonna be dated eventually. Yeah. Just imagine it, though. For real. Like, he's wonderful, and I'm almost home. So I think I have to cut this video short. But, yeah, I mean, this was rambly. Right? It's rambly. I didn't have an outline. But hopefully this convinces you at least a little bit to check out Servant. And I'm sure I'll do more Servant-related videos. I'm sure, just because it's on my mind. I've just been rewatching it obsessively. So, yeah. Servant, best show since Legion. I love it. Nell Tiger Free, marry me. Toby Kebbell, act more challenge. And Rupert Grint, be hired by every major studio challenge. Yeah, there you go. Cool. M. Night Shyamalan also. M. Night Shyamalan, return my calls. You should be on Niche and Nice, bro. I'd love to have a conversation. Be on the Niche Cast. Cool. Apple TV, give this show to Netflix challenge, ? I don't know. Can't think of many other challenges. Other than the challenge of, you know, just the challenge. The challenge of, coming up with challenges. Servant! Boy!